Here is everything I learned this week instead of doom scrolling. Starting off with a couple of Skillshare courses, I got myself a 3-month subscription to it, so I'm really keen on utilizing that platform for all of my interests this month. I picked how to build a believable character. I took a deep dive into that, into like what the difference is between a character-driven story and a plot-driven story. Some questions to ask yourself when you are developing a character in terms of what their goal, motivation, and conflict is that will be sort of key moments in your story. The second one I did was then also along the theme of writing, and it was how to write a book proposal. This one was really, really useful because it was in a half-an-hour course that was broken down into such easy, digestible, simple steps that made it really easy to follow along. I listened to a podcast on the 9 Steps to Wealth with Jake Humphrey and Richard Harpin, and this one was okay. I didn't really take much value away from this. It felt a little bit old school in terms of some of the principles, especially when it came to paper marketing. I totally get the whole idea that, you know, most people are competing for online digital space now when it comes to marketing rather than the paper ones, and he was saying to sort of go back to basics and be utilizing paper. But just from my own experience, where any piece of paper I get from my letterbox goes in the bin, I just didn't really find that particularly useful information. Listen to a Jay Shetty podcast on the Blueprint for Muscle. I'm from a fitness background, so I love a fitness podcast. Anything to brush up on sort of this old PT knowledge that's sort of somewhere in the back of my brain. And it is always good to have a refresher on our type 1 muscle fibers for endurance and our type 2 muscle fibers for power and strength. I remember back when I was doing my PT course, that was always like, I would always get confused between which is which. And did a couple more podcasts, and these are all from M on the Brain. First one was on luck meeting preparation and about being prepared for the luck and the opportunities that come your way, rather than just this belief and mindset that you are lucky. You need to be prepared to be lucky. The next one was on visualization. I find this really difficult because I don't really know what to be thinking of and what to really be sort of representing in my brain when I'm going through that visualization process. The last one then was another M Planet podcast, and this was Manifesting Your Dream Life, and she spoke about her 10 principles for manifesting her dream life. I want to use them as sort of reminders to myself. So that is everything that I learned instead of doom scrolling. I would love to know what you've been listening to or watching this week.